Okay, this is the lovely and talented Maggie Baugh joining us. So you are performing tonight in Folsom.
I am.
But this is your first solo tour, but we have seen you all around. You opened for Keith Urban. You on TikTok, you've got this huge following with your Finish the Lick line. I want to start with Keith Urban. How did that happen? How did you get connected with him? And what was your reaction when you first heard that he wanted you to open?
Yeah, so I actually was in his band. I didn't open for him. I've been touring in his band for the past year. So back in, it was actually in April of last year. It's my 1-year anniversary being in Keith's band. They were looking for a female instrumentalist to play mandolin at the CMT Awards. So I got asked. They checked out my Instagram. They loved me. I didn't even have to audition. They're like, here you go, we'll fly you to Austin.
That is amazing.
Yeah, and then one show turned into, hey, what are you doing next week? Turned into, here's the rest of our tour dates for the rest of the year. And I'm literally flying to St. Louis tomorrow to play a private show with him.
That is, so that's gotta be crazy. How this whole year has gone. That has to have been a whirlwind.
It absolutely has. I mean, listen, you just asked me off air who some of my guitar influences are, and Keith Urban is obviously one of my biggest influences, not only being an artist and entertainer and a guitar player, but just being able to tour with him and have the best seat in the house on stage, getting to work with him has just been an absolute whirlwind.
So we mentioned the TikTok too. You do a game called, or a thing called Finish the Lick, where somebody plays a song and then you finish the guitar lick. 40 million views. Whose idea was that to do that?
So it happened a little bit after COVID. I missed the original TikTok train, but it was right after COVID. So a lot of people were doing this thing called Finish the Lyric, which is it's the same thing but with lyrics. And I was like, how are people sounding this good at any time of the day? I was like, it's early. I got to warm up. I was like, how can I just sing on the fly like that? So I was like, and I wanted also to be different. I'm such a rebel. I like doing things that are completely different from other people. So I was like, how can I show off my musicianship? Because that's who I am. I'm a musician. But I was like, how do I show that off? So I was like, what if somebody asked me to finish the lick instead? And so I ran over to my neighbor's house and I was like, you need to ask me to finish the lick right now.
That's awesome. Well, we want to hear the whole song. So you're going to be performing tonight, Crawdads on the Lake, which is up in Folsom, but you're going to do a little something for us right now, correct?
That's cool. Cool with you.
Maggie Baugh.
Whenever anybody asks me who I am, I always say I'm an entertainer. So I'm gonna play you the title track of my album that's coming out later this year. It's called Entertainer's Heart. 10 to 2, empty room, smoky rundown dive. Lights are off, names spelled wrong on the marquee sign outside. And if you ask me why I do it, sharing stories to whoever's in the bar. I guess I got an entertainer's heart. Seven months of weekend runs, towns I've never been. Lucky if I come back with enough to cover it. And if you wanna know why I do it, sharing stories to whoever's in the bar. I guess I got an entertainer's heart. Yeah, Liz and Breeze to be on stage, but it don't care about money and fame. It'll play the same till the last one leaves. To front or back row seats. A week ago, the folks back home watched me on TV. And I won't lie, it's a day that I thought they'd never see. And yeah, they asked me how I did it. Said I never stopped, I forgot where I got my start. I guess I got an entertainer's heart. Cause yeah, Liz and Breeze to be on stage, but it don't care about money and fame. It'll play the same till the last one leaves. To full empty seats. A night to a sold out room, curtains open fire. The lights are off, names spilled right on the marquee sign outside. And sometimes I can't believe I did it. After years of blood and tears shed on this guitar. I guess I got an entertainer's heart. Yeah, I guess I got an entertainer's heart. And I'll always have an entertainer's heart.
All right, she is a star on TikTok, touring with Keith Urban, and tonight performing at Crawdads on the lake in Folsom, performing her new single, Oklahoma, on Saturdays, dropping next week. Once again, Maggie Baugh.
I don't know why these lines painted on the grass, why sometimes they run, kick the pass, why there's always 10 more yards to go. I don't know. I couldn't tell you the coach or the quarterback, which player on the field made the winning catch, how many points a 30-yard touchdown makes. I couldn't say. But that ain't my home, it's my home team. You got me rooting like an Okie, and even though you're gone, I got the game on. You're with me every time they play, and I swear I won't ever miss a weekend. And like hell, I'ma miss you this season. If you were here now, I bet you'd be proud of the way I still watch Oklahoma on Saturday. Minute left, and we're down by 3. Now you got me yelling at the TV screen. But to tell you the truth, whether we win or lose, yeah, I'll be cheering for the Sooners like we always do. Cause that ain't my home, but it's my home team. You got me rooting like an Okie, and even though you're gone, I got the game on. You're with me every time they play, and I swear I won't ever miss a weekend. And like hell, I'ma miss you this season. If you were here now, I bet you'd be proud of the way I still watch Oklahoma on Saturdays. Yeah, I wish life was more like a football game sometimes. Cause oh, what I'd give for us to go into overtime. Cause that ain't my home, but it's my home team. You got me rooting like an Okie, and even though you're gone, I got the game on. You're with me every time they play, and I swear I won't ever miss a weekend. And like hell, I'ma miss you this season. If you were here now, I bet you'd be proud of the way I still watch Oklahoma on Saturday.